Hello there everybody, and welcome to my next video. For those of you expecting me to do a review on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or as I like to call it, the Pot Wash Chainsaw Massacre, I won't be doing that. Simply for the reason I haven't never watched the film. I've seen a couple of clips and it's made me think, but what I can tell you is that it had a budget of £140,000 and it was added for inflation, that's £800,000, and it was directed by Tobe Hooper, and they used a bunch of relatively unknown bunch of actors and actresses, and the clips I've seen of the film has made me think, kind of for the simple reason, a lot with these films at the time, these cheaply made horror films, that were made in the 70s and 80s that had no backing from Hollywood, it seemed to me that they used a lot of violence for the sake of being violent. And don't get me wrong, I do like a good horror film as long as there's a reason behind the blood, guts and gore. But it seems to me that a lot of the time with these cheaply made horror films, they tend to use violence against women a lot, and they also tend to use violence for the sake of being violent, and horror for the sake of horror. And it didn't seem very believable. So I won't be doing a film of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Incidentally, the director Tobe Hooper went on to direct Poltergeist, although it is rumoured that Steven Spielberg also directed it as well. So as I've said before, I don't know how true that is. Also, next week I was supposed to be doing The Omen, but I won't be doing The Omen either. But I mean, we all know the story. An American diplomat adopts a baby, secretly adopts a baby after his baby dies, and it turns out the little boy is the Antichrist, and after all these killings and everything. But what the interesting thing about that film is what goes on behind the scenes of the film. A lot of bad stuff happened, and if you type in the Curse of the Omen on YouTube, you'll get a thing. So I don't really want to get involved in that. And the other thing is, I don't want to give a review about a film or have an opinion about a film. Back to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this is. I don't want to have an opinion about a film that I've never seen. I mean, that is one of my bugbears. That's what annoyed me at school when, alright, maybe I shouldn't have obsessed about Omen 3, but I did for a little while, and I got myself into trouble with that, and they kept saying that I was going to get into the occult, and I never knew what any of that stuff was. I just liked the film. And how can someone have an opinion about a film or something that they've never seen and think I'm going to do all this, all this stuff? Because at the time I never knew what any of that stuff meant. I never knew. I just liked the film. Good overcoming evil in the end, and good one in the end, and that was it. So yeah. So no, I won't be doing. I mean, later on, like with The Omen, a lot of stuff happened, and I really don't need all that stuff in my life. And the single biggest lie the devil will ever tell you is that he doesn't exist. So I really don't need any of that crap in my life right now. So yeah, I won't be doing that either. I won't be doing a review of those films. But I am going to be doing something very different. And I hope everyone got the riddle from last week. It was actually, the answer is that it was a riddle. Here's the second riddle. You can see me in water, but I never get wet. What am I? You can see me in water, but I never get wet. What am I? So that's the riddle for today. I've also got, coming up on today's, is I'm doing the top 10 singles that were in February 1983, and they were as follows. At 10, Fleetwood Mac, Oh Diane. Michael Jackson at number 9 was Billie Jean. Wham was at number 8 with the Wham rap Enjoy What You Do. Laura Branigan, Gloria. Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warren, Up Where We Belong. That was actually the song to An Officer and a Gentleman. Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue. Tears for Fears, Change. At number 3, Billy Stans, Signs of the Times. Kakadu, Too Shy. And at number 1 was Man at Work, Down Under. So they were the top singles of February 1983. What we were watching on the telly in 1983 was BBC One at 6:30 on February the 19th. This was a Saturday 40 years ago. 6:25 Open University. 9 o'clock Hold Down a Chord. 9:15 Saturday Superstore. 12:12 Weather was Weather. 12:15 Grandstand. 17:10 News. 17:20 Sport and Regional News. The Dukes of Hazzard was at 5:25. Jim Will Fix It was at quarter past 6. The Saturday Film was Sam Whiskey. At 8:25 in the evening was The Les Dawson Show. At 9 o'clock was News and Sport. Dynasty was at 9:15. Wogan was at 10:05. Then the Saturday Late Film was Monty Python and Now for Something Completely Different. Then that was followed by 12:15 The Weather, and then BBC closed down at 12:20 in the morning. Over on ITV, they had Good Morning Britain at 6. That was followed by a close down. Then over to LWT, that started at 9:30 with Sesame Street. The Saturday show was at 10:30. World of Sport was on at 12:15. Then at 5:05 the news. 5:15 Luna. 5:45 Chips. 6:40 Punchlines. Then at 7:10 321. The film Murder Mystery Suspense was at 8:10, and that was called Killjoy. The news was followed by at 10. The Big Match at 10:15. Saturday's Stayback was at 11:15. Then at 12 o'clock that was followed by the news, the London News headlines. Then at 12:05 the close down and weather. So yes, that was 1983, what we were watching and everything else. I also wanted to mention the bank holiday, which is coming up pretty soon, because Pancake Day is on Tuesday and beginning of Lent is on Wednesday, and of course Easter's in 6 weeks' time. And I was thinking of doing a special on should ITV and BBC bring back Disney time. But obviously with the introduction of Disney Plus and various other social platform sites and everything else, is that even possible? I mean, we can all remember Disney time. It was in the 60s, the 70s and the 80s, even the 90s. I think it finished on ITV in 2012. That's when they showed, well, they must have bought various clips from the Disney films, and they had like a presenter in the 60s, 70s and 80s. Sometimes they had various different presenters, Michaela Strachan, Sarah Green, Mike Smith, even Tom Baker as Doctor Who introduced a Disney time. So yeah, I'm wondering if they should bring that back. I mean, of course I know that television has changed a lot over the years and the audiences just aren't there anymore, but I like to look back on these things and look at them with all fond memories. So I'm wondering if even if for nostalgia purposes they do put on like a Disney time, just to bring back some of those memories. And so yeah, I've been wondering about that. So yeah, that's going to be my video for Bank Holiday Monday. In the meantime, I'm going to read to you a little bit of Shakespeare. Now, I wanted to do a proper audition piece with this a little bit later on, but just what I wanted to do was actually just record myself reading the lines and then and remember them, and then record like this as a little audition piece. But I thought, as there really isn't much on this video to talk about, or that I'm not doing a review of those films, I thought I'd read to you a little bit of Shakespeare. It's something different, and I hope you enjoy it. And as I say, yes, I'm going to do like a little bit of this and put it together as an audition piece later on. Yeah, I might put that up. I might record that and put that up and see what people think. And who knows? So yeah. This is taken from Hamlet. William Shakespeare, Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 1. Elishmore, the guard platform of the castle. Francesco at this point entered to him Bernardo. Bernardo, who's there? Francesco, nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself. Bernardo, long live the king. Bernardo, he, Francesco. You come most carefully upon your hour. Bernardo, 'tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francesco. Francesco, for this relief much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart. Bernardo, have you had a quiet guard? Francesco, not a mouse stirring. Bernardo, well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals on my watch, bid them make haste. Enter Horatio and Marcellus. Francesco, I think I hear them. Stand ho, who is there? Horatio, friends to the ground. Marcellus, and liege men to the Dane. Francesco, give you good night, Marcellus. O farewell, honest soldier. Who hath relieved you? Francesco, Bernardo hath my place. Exit. Marcellus, hola. Hola, Bernardo. What is Horatio there? Say, what, is Horatio there? Horatio, a piece of him. Bernardo, welcome Horatio, welcome good Marcellus. Horatio, what, has this thing appeared again tonight? Bernardo, I have seen nothing. Marcellus, Horatio says, 'tis but of our fantasy, and now will not let belief take hold of him. Touching this dreaded night, twice seen of us, therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of the night, that if again this apparition comes, he may approve our eyes and speak to it. Horatio, tish, 'twill not appear. Bernardo, sit down a while and let us once again assail your ears. So there's a little bit of Shakespeare for you. I hope you enjoyed it. As I say, I'm going to try and do a proper audition piece. I'm going to learn the lines properly and record myself saying the lines and do it properly. But anyway, I'm sorry this video is so short for today. I mean, I know I did 3 videos, and I also wanted to make it clear that I love all my nieces, Tania, Tony, and my little nephew Tristan. I love them all dearly. I wasn't just singling out my niece Mia Moo. I think you should all get yourselves checked out. So yeah. And anyway, so yeah, that was that thing about on Monday. I did a film video about the Brugada syndrome, and when I read that, I thought I should make that video because if it helps just someone, or it gives Tania, Tony, and Mia Moo a kick up the backside to get themselves checked out, then yeah, then my work is done. So anyway, I'm sorry this video is so short. I won't be doing another one after this, but I will try and do something different again next week. I will try and come up with some different things. I will do my regular things, the riddle and the what we were watching in 1983. It's always good to look back on these things because it's always good to remember these programs that you used to watch. And also, what did you prefer, Grandstand or World of Sport? Because World of Sport finished, I think, in 1985. Because then in the afternoons they showed Airwolf. So yes, that is today's video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope to be doing something extra, something different next week. Maybe a poem. I'll have to see if I can find and write a poem. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And good day to you, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.